So it's that time of year again. It's December 1st, and am I doing Vlogmas this year? I think so. I think I am. Vlogmas, let's see if I can describe it accurately enough. It's basically throughout the month of December up until Christmas Day, YouTubers will vlog each day, basically showing a little bit of their daily life every day up until Christmas Day, and uploading that along the way. I think you're really supposed to record yourself and upload every single day up until Christmas Day, but I already know that I'm not going to be that committed to Vlogmas, but I will try to take some footage of my daily life each day up until Christmas Day and make Vlogmas videos like I have for the past 2 years in December. I'm not going to try to take it very seriously though. I'll try to have fun with it and make it not a very strict thing that I'm following, the Vlogmas schedule. And I will still try to include something about God in each video. I will try to include something about him, but I think a lot of it will be just daily life sort of things, which may or may not be very interesting. Last year, I was doing an advent calendar, a chocolate advent calendar. I don't know if any of you remember that, but this year I decided I am not going to do chocolate again. I found a different advent calendar, and it is this one. So I don't know if you saw that very well, but it's tea. It's not chocolate. A different type of tea behind each of these doors. So I thought that was a better choice for me. And I probably won't be waiting till the end of the day to open every door of this advent calendar like I did last year. I might just open it anytime during the day, not waiting till the end of the day to do this. And I believe that each day will have a different tea, where last year I was like, it was repeating some of the same types of chocolate, which I appreciate. I appreciate the variety. And also I believe behind each door is 2 bags of tea. I thought that was pretty nice versus 1 bag. Anyways, we'll see how this goes. I will try to do this advent calendar throughout Vlogmas as well. So this feels different. I mean, it's been a while since I've vlogged like this. I feel a little out of sorts actually. I guess the first thing I will share with you is a Bible verse. Let's go with something more comfortable like that. Okay, the Bible verse is from Hebrews chapter 12 verse 1. And I'm reading out of my personal Bible, which is in it's the Living Bible translation. Is it a translation or is it that other thing? What's it called? A paraphrase Bible, whatever. I like it because it's more easily understandable to me. It says, "Since we have such a huge crowd of men of faith watching us from the grandstands, let us strip off anything that slows us down or holds us back, and especially those sins that wrap themselves so tightly around our feet and trip us up. And let us run with patience the particular race that God has set before us. And I thought that was worth sharing because this morning during my prayer time, I felt like the Lord was letting me in on a little bit of wisdom. And along with that little bit of wisdom, that verse came to my mind. And I want to read that to you in a different Bible translation, because when it came to my mind during prayer, that was not the version that came to my mind. In fact, not the entire verse came to my mind, only a part of it. And the part of it was something along the lines of throwing off anything that hinders us. Looking at different translations here on my phone. I won't get into what different translations they actually are. I just want to point out the different terms. The verse that I read, it said strip off. This one says, let us throw off everything that hinders and the sin that so easily entangles. Let us throw off everything that hinders. Okay, keep that in mind. This other one says, let us strip off every weight that slows us down. I think that was a good way to say it. This other one says, let us also lay aside every weight. Another one says, let us throw off every encumbrance. This one says, again, let us lay aside every weight. Generally, weight, anything that hinders, or an encumbrance. Basically, things that would make it more difficult to run a race with. Okay, so keep that in mind. And what did it say to throw off? Anything that does that. Am I wrong? It says anything that would slow us down. It says laying aside every encumbrance. Oh, here's a different one. Let's rid ourselves of every obstacle. What obstacle? Every obstacle. Okay, so that is the part of the verse that came to my mind. Of course, I read the whole thing to you, but the part that came to my mind was to throw off anything that hinders. That was the verse that came to my mind. But the bit of wisdom that I believe the Lord was letting me in on, informing me of, or reminding me of, or trying to make me aware of, is that, and it's related to that verse, is I believe he was telling me that other people's troubles are not necessarily mine. Okay? This may be, actually, I was going to say this may be an appropriate time of year to talk about this, the holidays. Maybe you enjoy the holidays, that's fine. Or it could be useful for any time of year, but this thing of other people's troubles are not necessarily mine. That meant something to me to hear, because I don't know, maybe if you're the type of person that cares about other people a little bit at least. Also in the Bible, we're supposed to help bear one another's burdens, right? Kind of care about other people and what they're going through. However, I don't want to, I think what the Lord was trying to get across to me is don't take on other people's trouble and problems so much as your own, to the point that it's actually hindering me, hindering my forward progress. I believe the Lord was letting me know to be aware of all the different types of things that can hinder. because they can come in sneaky types of ways, shrouded types of ways, subtle ways, and in ways that seem good. I believe he was telling me that he wants his people to be free, unburdened, so they can run the race and thrive as he intends them to. Now, yes, this is good for me to hear, because when you care about other people and they're going through something, whatever it may be, big or small, usually it's not that big, come to think of it, but and they share with me what their trouble is, or I am aware of what they're going through, I can have a tendency to care so much that I feel like now their problem is my problem, and it's not. It's not. I have to, yes, love them, but distance myself enough from their trouble, not mine, their trouble, distance myself enough so that I don't actually let other people's problems and issues and things they're going through in their life to actually hinder me, like take up too much of the space in my brain, like I'm thinking too much about it to the point where it's like a distraction actually, and it's hindering me. It's a hindrance from performing and running this race at a peak level. This race being what is this race? The particular race that God has set before us, that one. So I'm just sharing this with you. Maybe it will help you out too. Be aware. Yes, love other people, care about what they're going through, but don't let it become an actual hindrance to your own goal to finish this race that God has set before us, whatever it may be. It may look a little different for each person, but I don't know. I just think that was good for me to hear anyway, and so I'm sharing it with you. Don't start to take on other people's difficulties and troubles and problems as your own. That I got enough to deal with on my plate. I don't need to allow other people's issues to become a hindrance to me just because I care about them. And I mean, it took a while for me to grow to this point. I tend to be quite a sensitive person, especially when it comes to personal relationships and people. I'm empathetic is what I'm saying. And so when someone is going through something, it feels more impactful. Like I just don't take it lightly. I'm empathetic towards their situation, but don't let your empathy, I guess I'm talking to myself at this point, don't let my empathy become so much that it is actually other people's problems that aren't even mine are somehow hindering me and using up too much space in my mind, and it becomes a distraction and a hindrance to my forward progress. Does this make sense? So that's what I'm learning. What does this really fall under? Creating boundaries for yourself? Probably something like that. Yes, because as Christians, we each have our own race to run. I can't run someone else's race for them, and they can't run mine. We each are accountable to God for our own lives. And I can't be carrying too much as I run this race. It weighs you down. I can't be carrying too much as I run this race because it weighs you down unnecessarily. Let us love each other, but don't let it become a problem. Like you're letting it become a hindrance. So I hope that makes sense. I hope you can find a balance between what I'm trying to say. between loving people, yes, but also having some boundaries for yourself. So, I guess that's my tidbit of sharing something about God and the spiritual life for this video, probably. I should probably get on with my day. Actually, let me open the first door to that advent calendar now that I'm here. Let's go ahead and do that. So here's door 1. Okay, like I said, there is 2 bags. This is what it looks like. So they're calling this Christmas tea. Interesting. Let me consult the back of this advent calendar. Christmas tea, it says, is Christmas tea ingredients is black tea and natural flavor. I'm not sure what that's supposed to be. Black tea it's black tea? Okay, well, it's gotta, I feel like it has to have something else added to it to make it be Christmassy. But, well, I'll give it a try. I will go ahead and boil some water and steep this and let you know if it was any good or not. Oh yeah, also, I don't know what the rest of this day will hold. I don't know how interesting these Vlogmas videos are really gonna be, because I don't feel like exactly going out of my way to make them interesting, you know? This is just, I'm going to try to just live like I normally do and bring along the camera for this or that, you know what I mean? The rest of this day, yes, well, as you saw already, I'm doing some laundry. I should probably consider what I'm going to make for dinner. I have ground beef in the refrigerator, I know that. You know what I could do? I could just cook up that ground beef, add some like taco seasoning, and then like make nachos or something like that. That sounds very easy. Except for the fact that I don't have tortilla chips at home. Well, I do. That's not exactly true. I do have tortilla chips at home, but I don't like them. I don't like them. I'm particular about tortilla chips. I'm particular about a lot of things, but tortilla chips is one of them. I've tried so many different types of brands of tortilla chips and dislike almost all of them except one. And I keep an open mind. I kept trying new ones. I tried a new one last night when I was at the grocery store. I've selected a different brand that I was not sure about, but I tried it, and did I like it? No, I didn't. So, besides the fact that I don't have tortilla chips at home, I could make nachos. I would need to go to the store and get tortilla chips though, because the ones I got yesterday were pretty bad. I ate some, but it wasn't enjoyable, so I might do that later. Go get tortilla chips at the store. And you know, these tortilla chips that I actually like, it's weird to me because it's not even that special of a brand. It's like, I don't know if you have Safeway, the grocery store called Safeway around where you live, but there's one around where I live and it's their brand. I believe it's Safeway's brand of organic tortilla chips, of all things. And sometimes it's on the shelf and sometimes it's not. So it's a little hit or miss if I even find it at the store. But where am I going with this? Oh, it's just, I guess that's something else I'll be doing today that you might see. Also, oh, another thing I thought I might include in these Vlogmas videos is maybe I should play a song each day. Not necessarily a hymn, not necessarily a Christian song, just a song. So I might do that, which I would probably do anyway, even if I was making a video or not. I play some sort of instrument almost every day, so it's not something unusual for me to be playing a song. Okay, so I'll go ahead and boil some water and try this tea. Okay, I'm gonna take a taste of this tea. I did add milk and sugar to it because, I mean, I wanted to give it some kind of a fighting chance to taste good. It's good. It tastes like black tea. That's exactly what it tastes like. Maybe there is some kind of other flavor in there that makes it more holiday-like. I don't know. It tastes good because it's hot, it's sweet, and it has some flavor to it. But so I mean, it's okay. It's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. Would I seek this specific flavor out and go buy it? Probably not, but it is good. Okay, so I made it to Safeway, and I'm gonna try to find these tortilla chips, and I hope they're here. Okay. So the Safeway brand, I believe, is this right here, Organics. Anyways, I don't want white ones, I want yellow ones. I think I'm going to get 2 because I don't want to be without them potentially. Okay, they have white ones, blue ones with flax seeds, and apparently just regular blue ones. I'm just gonna go with yellow. Okay, so the tortilla chips are secured. I wonder if I can get out of this store without getting anything else, but oh, I know what I need. For nachos, I need sour cream. I remember this. Does this look familiar to you? It looks familiar to me. They remind me of last year's advent calendar. Except this is the full-size bar. Okay, so smaller bars, but still not as tiny as what was in the advent calendar. Okay, so I've constructed the nachos here. It's nothing that like super special or anything. I put a layer of the tortilla chips first on the plate, and then I put some of the ground beef on there and cheese, shredded cheese. Then I microwaved it, and then I put some of these jalapeno peppers, these right here, and then some sour cream. So overall I think it's cold at this point, and I don't really care. I don't know if you can relate. Maybe you women out there, maybe you can, but have you ever, sometimes I cook something, and then by the time you get it all done and like you're ready to eat, you're not even that hungry anymore. I don't know why that is. It doesn't always happen with me, but sometimes, and I'm And this is one of those times where I started out hungry. I was at the store, grocery store, hungry, but now that I've been looking at this and preparing it and everything, it's like I'm not that hungry anymore. I don't know why that is. I really don't know why that is. Also, sometimes I find that if somebody else cooks it and I didn't have to look at it the whole time that it was cooking, it seems to taste better. And that's not always because someone else is a better cook necessarily. It's just that I didn't have to deal with it, you know, during the whole cooking process, and it's like somehow it tastes better. I think it's because I have to look at it the whole time that I'm cooking it, and then for some reason it's like, I don't know, just... Anyways, maybe you can relate. I will eat this though. I will eat this. Maybe when I start to eat it, my appetite will come back. But okay, I'm gonna go ahead and have this for dinner.